She served more than 20 years in prison for a murder conviction a judge later overturned.
Well, the press dubbed her the Black Widow, and today Margaret Rudin's fight to get the state to pay for those more than 8,000 days in prison took a big step forward.
8 News Now investigator David Charnes, the only reporter in the room as a judge weighed Rudin's new case. David.
Yeah, and this is similar to a case right on our screens right now. Captivated the Valley and the country. A jury here in Las Vegas finding Margaret Rudin guilty of killing her husband in 1995, but a federal judge then overturned that conviction, and now Rudin's fight has turned to get the state to pay.
It's not about the truth. It's about who has the better attorney.
Margaret Rudin speaks to the 8 News Now investigators in 2022, one day after prosecutors ran out of time to try her again.
We find the defendant guilty.
In 2001, a jury convicted Rudin for the death of her husband, Ron. His charred body found near Lake Mojave a month after he disappeared from the couple's home. But 20 years later, citing a lack of evidence and the claim her attorney didn't do enough to defend her, a federal judge tossed the jury's finding of guilt.
They didn't have enough evidence that it could have affected, yes, she could have done it, or yes, somebody could have come in.
A motion to dismiss standard.
In court Tuesday, lawyers for the state argued why a judge should toss Rudin's wrongful conviction lawsuit, saying in part, Rudin doesn't satisfy the requirement to sue under state law, and that the federal judge who overturned her conviction never said Rudin was innocent.
The most she goes is she said that she did not participate in the murder, but that does not encompass the full scope of the statutory requirement.
Rudin's attorneys say the state already determined it couldn't retry her, and that the ineffectiveness of Rudin's attorney during trial, Michael Amador, is enough to move forward.
The outcome would have been different if she'd not had Amador represent her.
Now, the judge ordered Rudin's attorney to refile her complaint to better align with what state law actually says for wrongful convictions. Now, if this moves forward, Rudin is seeking money for all of those years she sat in prison. I'm David Charnes, 8 News Now.
David, thanks for that. Rudin is now in her early 80s, and when overturning her conviction, that federal judge wrote there was no evidence linking Rudin to the crime or the crime scene.